Okay, today's project is we're going to be pulling that compressor housing off and replacing it with a ATS compressor housing. Also might be switching out that wheel in there for the wicked wheel. Right now what I've done is I've removed that top piece right there from the valve cover, just making some room to get in there. And that ATS housing's 4-inch instead of 3-inch, so the what do we got back in there? The wastegate, I've got to pull that off, and I've got to shorten the rod for that wastegate by 1/2 inch. Anyway, just kind of show you what I'm doing here. There's the old one we're pulled off, and that right there is no longer needed. If anybody has a use for that, please feel free to write it down in the comments. I'll be selling it for dirt cheap. And here what we got right here, ATS ported housing. That will be going on. I heard there might be a little bit of alignment issues with the Y pipe to here. I'm not sure. This is the piece that I just removed right here. That will be going back on. And there's our wicked wheel. I may or may not be putting that on with this. It says you don't really need it. I'm trying to get rid of some turbo or some surge that I'm getting. Also, later on today I'll be installing this transmission temperature gauge, because I've got a big 27-foot fifth wheel, and I pull my boat behind this truck, and I just cooked to my transmission, so I just got done dumping $3,900 into this for a brand new Jasper transmission underneath there. I've already ran you see the two little wires sticking out right there for the, for the temperature gauge. So I'll try to avoid that, and I figured, well, if I'm dumping that kind of money into it, I might as well upgrade a few things in here as well. And I've got an intake on order, so I'll get this pulled off and get back to you in a minute. Okay, we got the stock compressor housing off. Didn't have really any issues at all. Got the little clip off the wastegate. I didn't see where it went, but I was able to find it. That thing, if you lose it, you're kind of out of luck. You gotta go get a new one. And here we are there. So I'm going to try to pop that off with the impact wrench like they show on YouTube, and that's where we'll go next. Okay, so now got the wicked wheel on there. Didn't have hardly any play in the shaft coming out of turbo, so that's good. This truck got 147,000 miles. The stock wheel came off real easy with the 5/8, just like they say on there. Put it in reverse, pop it a couple times. It took about 4 tries, and it spun right off, and the new one spun right back on. So now it's just cleaning off the little bit of a blow-by, not much, cleaning that up, and putting the new housing on. We'll catch up with you then. So my truck's 99.5, and that being because the height difference here is 1/2 inch different. They say once you get the wastegate removed, mark the threaded shaft on there, so once you get this part pulled off, you can cut 1/2 inch off of these threads, and then screw that back in so it's 1/2 inch shorter. So that's what I'm going to do now, and then we'll be putting this thing back together. Okay, so we've got that off. You can see where it screwed off. It was 16 threads, so I counted it. This is the stock position where it was at stock. That is 1/2 inch deeper, where when I screw it back on it should be. That line there is removing 1/2 inch. And yeah, anyway. So we're going to be cutting that 1/2 inch off there and reinstalling it back in the little adapter piece that the retaining clip hooks to. Okay. Alright, so we got the new A&T, or Yeah, what was it? ATS intake housing. And you guys might be wondering, why in the heck did you remove your Y pipe? Well, a lot of people say that the alignment to the Y pipe usually don't line up that well, and for my case that was it, and it was horrible. So what I did is, they said to shave your Y pipe down, these two surfaces, these two orifices down here, that one and that one, there's some rubber boots that slide over those. Well, the metal from the Y pipe here and here touches those, and it don't allow that to line up. So they said to take and shave this down. So when you shave that down, pull your Y pipe off, and I just drew about 1/8 of an inch all the way around this with a marker, and use my grinder to grind that down, and I put it back up in there. We got plenty of clearance now. It's gonna fit, so I'm gonna go ahead and put it all back together, and a little more than I expected, but that's where we're at. Okay, shaving that down just enough. You can see that's lined up there now with the O-ring. Once you put that clamp on, it's going to suck that in and create a good seal. There's room to wiggle it around a little bit right there. It's got enough clearance. And now we just got to reassemble everything, and hopefully we don't have any pieces left over. Okay. All right, all done. Everything is back in. Everything hooked up real well, other than that Y pipe. We have to shave that down. That was really a pain. Now we get to fun part, starting it up and listening to it. Let's do that now. All right, well, this ain't really showing up that good, but we're just doing some sound here. Hear the whistle coming in. Sounds way different. Got that nice whistle sound. I like it. Anyway, I got my sensors to put on, my temperature sensor, and we should be done. Okay, so today we're going to do a recap on everything we've done as far as installing that compressor housing, the transmission temperature gauge, just kind of go on over what I've got going on with this truck. It's been a few days since I've had everything installed. Everything's working good so far. So let's just show you what we've got done. S&B cold air intake showed up in the mail last week. We got that put on, and that leads over to our ATS compressor housing. And so far I was really thrilled with how this cold air intake went in. Everything bolted up just perfect, everything lined up really good, unlike the ATS compressor housing. What a pain in the butt. You would think if you spent $450 on a part that was meant to fit your truck, it would bolt right up, but no. What the deal was is the clamp right here that pulls these two pieces together, the Y pipe and the ATS compressor housing, down at the bottom, down here at the bottom was touching. Up here at the top was this great big wide gap, so there was no way to pull that gap together. So what I ended up having to do is pull the whole entire Y pipe off. Down underneath here, let's see if I get that in there. The orange clamp thing right there, there's one on each side. You had to pull that piece off, and then where the Y pipe goes down, where that clamp meets up with the top of the engine, I ended up having to trace a line, 1/8 of an inch, maybe just close to 1/4 of an inch along there, and took my die grinder and shaved that all off. Once that was shaved off, that piece actually went together really, really nice. You can see from the other video. But anyway, it's all done. It sounds really good. Almost kind of thought it was too much of a whistle. It kind of is a bit annoying, but I'm hoping I'll get used to it. If not, I can always switch it back, no big deal. But let's go over and see what else I've got done with this truck. So from the turbo over there, we've got, well, back in behind there, you can't really see it. We're running a NBRP 4-inch exhaust all the way to the back. That's been on there for a while now. That was my issue. I was going 4-inch with the exhaust, 3-inch with the intake, so I was getting some some turbo surge. So that ATS compressor housing eliminated that. Let's see, got us a super winch on the front. That's been on there for a little bit. It's been helpful. And what we've done in here is no, we had the edge chip. That's been in there for quite a while too. But our new gauge, this is by Glow Shift, and that's funny, it's showing that kind of flashing in the video, but that's weird. It's not flashing here in my, you know, when I'm looking at it, but through the camera it's flashing. That's kind of strange. Anyway, yeah, it goes through a bunch of different colors. I can watch the transmission temperature now. You heard me earlier in the video talk about, I pull my fifth wheel that's up there. I pull that fifth wheel and my boat tandem and ended up ripping the transmission out of the truck. So what I've got up under here is a brand new Jasper transmission that they put in, 3 times larger than stock, cooler for that, bigger torque converter, and everything bolted on good with this whole project. I'm gonna turn that off, that's annoying. So I can run my edge, I can watch my temperature now. I don't have any surge anymore. I also installed this Concha trailer brakes, and that was kind of fun. That just bolts right up. I'll let you program it. But yeah, it's my 7.3 project that I've been working with, and man, this was actually kind of fun. I'm happy with the results. I can definitely feel more power. Everything bolted up good. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Feel free to write any comments on here. That would be helpful. And go ahead and like this video if you like it and it's helpful. Okay, anyway, thank you.